Good rising, good rising. It is June 18th, 2025. So good to be alive. Hey, no one is out there, but I'm going to get started with the show. We got a really good show. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into the back rooms and the back chats, Discord, and I'm posting this now. So bam, booyaka, booyaka. There you go. Let's get it. Let's start. My name is Trudeeart, and I'm going to do the universal greeting. So, Beijing, ni hao, how you doing? London, hello, top of the morning to you, London. Los Angeles, hey. Paris, bonjour. Lisbon, hola. Hong Kong, hello, Hong Kong. Sweden, hey. Toronto, good day, eh? Tokyo, konnichiwa. Turkey, merhaba. Hey, my name is Trudeeart. I'm trying to keep it mellow, but let me tell you, I got a pretty hot fellow coming out here. Hey, I like to rhyme. I don't know. It's my thing. This is SWA, baby. But, we got to give props to the universe because that's where we're at. Yeah, they've allowed us to take over their pink airwaves. Thank you, universe. Thank you, the team at Universe. Doing such a great job. What are they doing? Hey, this is what these guys are doing. They're making, or they have made, this wonderful wallet. They call it, the universe. And it's all things Bitcoin, really. So it's the wallet, it's the indexer, it's an explorer. Let me tell you, there's marketplaces for many of the protocols, and we'll give them all a shout out. There's inscribing, plus the leaderboard tracker for the dot swap, runes trading, and copy trading bot, all on bitcoinuniverse.io. Bitcoinuniverse.io. Hey, I'm shilling. That's what I do. I shill, I share. I love it. Okay. Now, so what are we doing here? We're unleashing Bitcoin's full potential. Yes, believe it or not, Bitcoin has potential. Peeps, don't pay attention to the charts. Pay attention to the momentum, the movement, and the excitement that is building around all things Bitcoin. Did you see what happened in the Senate yesterday? That Genius Act? Telling you, it's moving, it's shaking. So let's keep it moving here. Listen, the Bitcoin universe, it's unleashing Bitcoin's full potential, making the universe wallet your all-in-one solution to manage all your assets in one place. You've got full support. I'm going to do a roll call. Sit back and relax. Atomicals, Alkanes, ooh, those things are on fire. As we say, they're going higher. BRC20, they're bringing inscriptions back. You know what I mean, Justin? Any music fans out there? Dust 20, another one bites it. Yeah, you get it. Tap. I know you can tap this. That's right. DMT, digital matter theory. Pretty cool, that stuff. And UNAT, well, you're not going to make it if you don't know about UNAT. So you better go and find out about it. Okay. Runes. Yeah, runes. Listen, runes are pretty hot. Kraken is going to start the fire. It's going to unleash the dog. The dog. That is right. So get ready and make sure that you check out some of the tools at the universe, the bitcoinuniverse.io. In fact, they have the Rune Zero where you can mint till your rune's content. They've got LRC20, they've got Lambda, they've got Op20. Yeah, Op. Let's talk about that. Oh my God. Before we get to my guests, we just got to plug a little bit and get some more peeps coming on in here. So you know what? Retweet the space. Call your people in here, because we're going to get it and we're going to start. But let me just tell you a little bit about the op stuff, okay? Yeah, more people are coming in. Let them come in. Let's get some more people in here, okay? But I'm doing the shilling right now, so let me just continue that a little bit, okay? I got to pay the bills here, people. Hey, there's what is there? Oh, you know what? There's so much stuff. It's like unbelievable how much stuff there is out here. I mean, I'll never get through the intro in a few weeks here because there's so much new stuff coming on. Op names. Okay. Take a look at the op names. Okay, guys. Why? Because they're saying it's a big deal. Why? Because they're saying it's a big deal. Everything's a freaking big deal in Bitcoin, okay? Sorry, Bitcoin, but you're a little bit extra, as they say, okay? But op names are pretty big, so have a look at them because they're the hottest new thing, and it looks like people are really, especially Asia, is gobbling it all up. So take a look at it, okay? So where would you head to? Head over to Inscribe, go op 20, and then you will see the ability to clock in some op names. You hit Inscribe, booyaka, booyaka, you got your op name, and there's Marketplace and all of that. So please take a look at that, okay? Now let's get back at it here because I'm very excited. But you know what? I listen to the shows sometimes and I sound like I'm just a little bit too hyped. So I'm just trying to hold it down a bit. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hold it down a bit. Hey, helpful reminder, like this is not financial advice. Any of the stuff that we're talking about, not financial advice. You got to do your own research because the universe is just bringing you the marketplace and all of the tools so that you can explore and you can have fun because that's what people like to do in crypto currently. They also, the universe also supports SRC20, absolutely. And we are going to have some SRC20 highlights after my guest who I'm bursting, but I have to calm down. Okay. Stamp. Yeah, that's why we're here today. So Stamp, SWA, baby. Let's get into it. Okay. So let me just get myself started. So, microphone check 2. What is this? Time to get into Nancy business. Oh, yeah. Louder, baby. Louder.
Good morning. I'm still yawning. Wake up, it's time to get the day started. Good morning. Still yawning. Oh man, I'm starved. All right, let's take a look. What can I cook? Open up the fridge.
Yeah.
Just a couple eggs.
Keep it going.
Oh, I got bacon. Now wait, it's wrong mode. Don't throw it in the trash. Let's see, I got toast, but no toast. Guess the friend that held it over the top of the
That's
stove.
Nancy. That's your boy Nancy in the background. He is giving me that good morning.
See, try and walk to the window when I'm
Still yawning.
Good morning. One sec, I'm gonna switch to my head.
Let me introduce your boy Nancy. Keep it coming. I love that song.
Okay.
Pizza for breakfast by your boy Nancy. Hey, who is your boy Nancy? Let me tell you, an artist. If there's 3 words that I can give to describe Nancy, okay? Comedy, humanity, authentic. And what can I say? Talented, beloved, has a tremendous community that supports him because authentic is truly what your boy Nancy is. And that was your boy Nancy singing the good morning. I'm still yawning. Pizza for breakfast. Good morning, sir. What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
I did not have pizza. I had like a shake with Greek yogurt, peanut butter. I've been doing that recently for some reason. It's nice. How are you doing? Good morning.
Oh my gosh, is that a Nancy special?
Yeah, I think so.
Woo! It is so nice to have you aboard Stamp, sir. Welcome to the Stamp family, SWA, baby. Really great to have you here. But we are going to get started. Hey, peeps, retweet, get as many people in here as possible because we're going to have a really fun conversation and learn about your boy Nancy. So I know you from other chains, and I know a little bit about you, and now you're coming to Bitcoin, which is so exciting, and you've chosen the golden canvas, which is blowing my mind. And so what I'd like to do is I'd like to start from the embryo. I'd like to start from the beginning. I'd like to start from who you are and the Nancy story and how that starts, and then where you started, and we'll go through the whole crypto journey, and I will jump in. But if you can just take us on a story, because you are a storyteller, sir.
Yeah, so I drew so uh preface, this is a performance piece. I've kind of dropped the performance piece when I'm speaking. I used to talk in an English accent as Nancy, a very bad English accent. Um but
Chia.
I still it's still, I guess, a performance piece on Twitter when I'm posting and stuff like that. But no, I drew Nancy in 2014. Um and I knew right away like who he was as a personality, but I didn't get into like crypto until end of 2021. So um I guess that's like 7 years of my own experience to then put into Nancy, which, so, timing did its thing positively for the story of Nancy. Um but yeah, I just decided to, I saw NFTs, I always knew about crypto, wanted to get into it. My life kind of got into a place where I was able to do it. Got sober. I don't like saying that. I'm not trying to be a spokesperson for sobriety at all, but that kind of pivoted me to be able to do this consistently and stay with it and actually have a clear head and stuff. So yeah, yeah, got into. I made this account end of 21. I started on OpenSea on Polygon, which is NFTs, because I saw, like Bored Apes. I just saw all these collections. I was like, there's not like a guy, just like a guy or a human as NFTs. So it just clicked, and I had Nancy, so I like brought him up again and kind of drew the version that I use now and just like started, and it's just started as a lot of fun. Met some really cool people, and then Loopring. Heard of Loopring? I heard it from the GameStop, the Reddit that kind of broke. Someone found code that the GameStop NFT marketplace would be using Loopring, which was a layer two over Ethereum, or on top of Ethereum. And yeah, I did like a giveaway and it just like hit right away. Um, I didn't really have any a strong following or support on Polygon on OpenSea, but Nancy's face just kind of struck a lot with the Loopring GameStop community, and I went with it. I've been trying to live by a don't try and force yourself at the table. I'm butchering whatever it is, but don't force yourself at the table. Go like where you're wanted, and it was completely that with the Loopring GameStop community. So I ran with it. Ended up getting to be a launch creator on the GameStop NFT marketplace. Um, and I just kept building out the lore and the story of Nancy as that happened. Pretty crazy. Like was in like the top 10 of collections on that marketplace for a few months. Um, and just like did a lot. Did the fan around Fridays for like a year, I think. So I would like, I think like Wednesday I would tweet for the community to give me like an instrumental and a topic. Like example for that song was Pizza for Breakfast. That was Roaring Pika. I remember he suggested that, and then I would just make a song and then premiere it Friday during a space call, and did that for like a year. And that was a lot of fun. But the marketplace kind of fizzled and then it went away. And then sadly, Loopring has, I see a few people in here that are aware of what happened with Loopring. Very sad. I will say the Loopring community was such a lightning in the bottle, authentic, like real community in this space, which I think is very, very rare. So it's sad to see that was community that got rugged, because Loopring was propped up from the community a million percent, and so many cool builders, creatives, and just genuine people. Like I know, like there's just a lot of people that, including myself, that just have gotten to know others over the years. Very helpful, very down to like no gatekeeping. I don't know. Very sad about that. That could be its whole space on its own. when it comes to loopring. But I pivoted to. I kind of saw that writing on the wall like last year. Like everything was kind of fizzled. Like, and I just felt like I have to keep this alive. And a strong supporter Dingle was like in love with Solana, and I was very hesitant. And I decided like a pivot from a big fish in a small pond to try and just like jump in the ocean. That was Solana. I don't regret it. The collection I love. The token I still believe in because I think the token is just attached to the IP of Nancy, which I will never stop pushing for. Um, that Trump token though in the beginning, shortly after I launched, really threw a wrench in like the whole crypto space for sure. But it was a very cool experience. I mean, I got my day job from trying to break into Solana, and it's there. The collection is there. I'm very proud of that collection. It's animated, a lot of detail put into it. But even that kind of was fizzling. And I mean, the Nancy as a character's been alive this whole time. You know, people have still supported. They see the vision. And then Flannel Donut, which is Rob Shaw, and this is the Portland-based indie studio. This was, I think, the beginning of this year, like 20, like I think January. I had a call with Kristen and Pippin, which is Pattern and Moon Girl from the GameStop marketplace, and we talked for like 2 hours. It was a great talk. I love having voice chats with people from the community because it's just helpful to talk to someone else who's like in this world, like on a human level, because in real life people can't really relate when you're talking about crypto or crypto Twitter, or trying to pursue that avenue. But they started an indie studio called Flannel Donut with a director, Rob Shaw, who is the director of Tiny Chef Show, which started as the Instagram show, their first season, quote unquote, and it made so much noise that Nickelodeon was like, "Hey, we want to distribute the second season," which then got paired with Paramount Plus, and Rob directed that, and he actually won an Emmy, I think, in March-ish, end of March. But they were like, "We want to, like, we've been supporting you this whole time. We love it. We get it. We know who you are. You know us. Like, we want to make a pilot episode for you." And I said, "Okay, let's go." And the universe like kind of moved around a little bit, and I got funding from actually my first sponsor, who's seen this whole thing happen. He lives in Florida now. I helped him and his wife move down there end of 23. But funded that, and now I have a pilot that I'm very, very happy. They killed it, like aesthetically, getting the feeling across. Side note, when I first met with the team, as in Kristen, Pip, and Rob, and then Rob had an artist and an animator, and we all met on a Zoom type call. And I was like trying to like express like how I want the aesthetic to be, and I like looked over at Rob real quick, and he was like looking at me, and like in a moment, I was like, I could see like in his eyes that he's like, I like understand 100% what you're going for. This is gonna happen. Like in a flash, I like got that sense from him. I think end of March, I think early April, I got the final pilot. So yeah, and that's been the vision for Nancy since like I created him in 2014. It was like a short animated dark comedy with a very uh real undertone of kind of progressing. And the summary of it is Nancy's running from his past to New York City, chasing fame. He like encapsulates the current zeitgeist of like loneliness and like addiction and escapism, and ignoring what you shouldn't be ignoring, and trying to get somewhere else to like numb that pain, I guess. And yeah, the story of him is him. It's the universe kind of forces him to confront everything he's running from, and just like that. So his story is It's obviously I'm not from Liverpool. I'm not a 4'8" Englishman who moved here to be famous, but my 20s and like quote unquote active addiction was pursuing creative things and just like getting sober. I think and kind of like dealing with everything solidified Nancy's story for me of like, oh, I think I am in a position now to be actually be able to like tell a story of that and have some authenticity behind it. So I pull most of my inspiration from my real life experiences and then I just like put it through Nancy's filter. And a cartoon doesn't have that like part of kind of messing your life up. It doesn't it like, you can laugh at it. You like there's not that reality aspect to it. I'm rambling right now. I know you said you jump in if
You know why I'm not jumping in? Because like as much as I've known some of the story, I'm like learning the story and like honestly, for the first time I'm listening and I just want to hear more. Like I
okay.
feel
All right,
like
cool.
I'm watching and I want to hear more. So I'm gonna just allow you to speak and I'll just jump in whenever I think I need to, but I just want you to continue.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you. Um yeah, so I mean like I saw Web3, I saw NFTs, I saw crypto as like a way to get Nancy's face out there and a way to tell his story. I think I've survived this long because my passion is in like I'm like obviously I'm biased, but I truly believe and have faith that Nancy's story like it has to be told. I think a lot of artists feel that with art they're making, especially like storytellers. Like, oh, this is like I don't know, some collective unconscious or conscious thing that's manifested in like mentally and it needs to get out, it needs to be seen. So that's been the driver for me the entire time is because I see it daily. I think everyone has a connection to addiction or just like people that struggle like mentally. I mean it's life, so everyone's struggling though. Yeah.
And you know what? You talked about like the loneliness. And I'm sitting here going, why do I understand that personally? Like
Yeah, that's a
I, I
very universal.
I'm connecting to it going, okay, why am I like I'm now going into my own brain computer going, why is that identifying with me right now?
I mean, that's it. That's the epitome of Nancy. I heard this like it was a lyric. I like using this line now. I kind of like took it from a lyric from a song, but it's a good way to portray it that or express it that like the story of Nancy and the character and everything does really it's a great mirror and parallel to like the epidemic of loneliness that is like everywhere right now. And I think a lot of people, including myself, especially like in my early 20s, like that cure of loneliness or like, not wanting to deal with everything is to try to escape from it in some way. And that's why Nancy moved to New York City, to that is Nancy the story of Nancy's not reinventing the wheel. Obviously, there's plenty of stories of overcoming and like self-discovery. Um I think Nancy nails it because he's Nancy. His face, his story, everything. So yeah, like that's been the driver. That's still the driver. I and um stamps. You told me about stamps probably like last year. I talked to HNFT Pepe about it a lot too. And for being in this space for as long as I have, I've slowly and slowly kind of reached like all roads lead to Bitcoin. Um,
Ooh.
and it was such a cool concept to like the permanence of it. And creatively, it was just a different what do you call it? Like compartment mentally compared to like dropping an NFT collection on it on something. Like the stamp was just like a different world to think of, like, oh, what do I want to do? Like how would I do this? And I'm glad the first stamp is just Nancy's face, because it just
Which we pinned, by the way.
oh
We
cool.
pinned to the
Oh cool,
top
yeah,
of
I
this
see that.
space. Can you see that?
Yes, yes. And Morty, you, a few people really helped me. Morty helped me a lot, which was a very
Great
um
guy.
very parallel to like Loop Ring, on the Loop Ring, early Loop Ring days, of like people just like open to helping and open to, like no gatekeeping, nothing. Like it was just like, oh yeah, okay, cool, I'll help. Like, which is, it's nice. That's great energy. But yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I have no. I just wanted to stamp Nancy, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do like a whole collection. What would be cool? I had this like kind of, I don't know what you call the style of like the Nancy and the Mario, but my mindset was like, all right, keep it short, like 33 pieces, and just like iconic figures that like inspired me, of like when it comes to like IP, or just like those characters that just like, because Mario, anyone looks at Mario, they're like, oh, that's Mario, or some of the other characters I have. And in my mind, it was like that Mario was like always there underneath collectively. And it took, I don't even know who created it, but their antenna picked up Mario and then brought him into the world. And then it just like everyone remembered, oh yeah, that's Mario. That's kind of how I see it. I feel like that with Nancy. I feel like eventually everyone would be like, oh yeah, that's Nancy. Um, and I was like, I'm just gonna like stamp those inspirations, like 33 of them, just like one at a time, no expectations. Like just having it permanently on Bitcoin was just like very, very enticing. At the time when I decided to fully do this, because you've been like planting the seeds. HNFA Pepe like helped me. Like it was just like the timing thing. Like everything kind of moved and was like, oh, this is a no brainer. I'm just gonna do this, and it was fun. Like compressing, like trying to get as small a file. Like I don't know, it was great. I mean, I have a few more that I'm still sitting on. I'm like working on a few more. Like ideally, eventually, 33 from that wallet address, from Nancy's wallet address, will be stamped, and then that's it. I'm not trying to, really, no expectations. That just, it kind of perfect timing, and the energy behind it was a no brainer for me.
Well, I mean, I love that. And there's so many places that I want to go right now. We're going to get into all the stamping, but I have to get into Nancy a little bit more because, at the intro, we talked about comedy, which Nancy does so well. We talked about humanity, and yeah, the humanity, the ideal of loneliness, and you know, talking about the struggles of addiction, and that's a connection. That's a big connection piece, right? And authentic. And you are authentically talented, sir. So you were rapping in that. Like, give us some juice on how you started like, how do you one day in 2014 just, you can just draw and you can rap, and now you're gonna have an animated short. Like, let's just talk about the music first of all, if you don't, because it's cool.
Yeah, I love just art in general. I love it. Like the only time I get like emotional is like during like good movies, Like other than that, I don't really tear up or anything like that, which I probably should. That's probably not healthy. But I just love art, always have. And music, I just like, I mean, to be honest, when LimeWire was a thing, I don't know if anyone here, I'm sure people remember LimeWire, but Crank That Soldier Boy I'm sure everyone knows that song too. But I think I was in 6th or 7th grade, and I had a finally upgraded my my parents finally upgraded like the family computer from like a 98 Windows, and I like convinced them to get iMac. And I didn't know shit about it, but I just like I could see it, like the presentation of it. Sorry, I cussed. I will try not to do that.
Cuss.
Okay. I cussed like a sailor. So and it had GarageBand on it, and Crank That Soldier Boy came out, and I downloaded the instrumental, and then I just like it just like opened up the world of like, oh, I can like just record like music. And I just always done that. That was like my first passion I took like serious, I guess. Like when I drew Nancy, I was like I was like living in my car in Providence. I was in a band. And I remember the day actually. I was like, wait, it was like 6 a.m. waiting for my friend to wake up outside of his house inside my car, and I had a sketchbook and I drew Nancy. I've just always been like creative, and I guess thankfully, just growing up and in my early 20s, I never stopped drawing or like learning programs or like learning like logic, and just like always making music and always creating. That's been like my uh anchor to reality, is just like being able to create stuff. So I think just like I blink and like I've acquired a set of skills to now I use it in my day job now. Like I'm like my day job, I'm an artist. I animate small things, draw things. So yeah, I can only see that in hindsight, but that's
So with your music now, like how like how deep does the music go? Like, I mean, are you recording still? Like, is that a part of the whole Nancy universe? Is that something that you still want to continue and like just kind of get more, if you don't mind, get more into the music part of it, because there's quite a few singles that you've dropped, right? Like if we go to your YouTube page, there's a few videos out there, and I noticed that you've done some duos too.
yeah. But Bobby Loops and I, or Dumb Money, or his producer tag is Infinite Music. We have 2 albums out actually. That's just like straight hip hop. And we're starting the third one now. We've been talking recently. And then yeah, like I like alternative weird stuff. I don't know. Nancy was just a perfect outlet for my itch to make music too. And I am working on. I've had an idea for like an aesthetic of a project for like a year and a half now, and I've just started to try and make. It's very like wavy, you know. There'll be like months I'm not even doing anything, and then when it comes to like projects, once I make like one song that I know is like on it, which I actually think I made yesterday, and I used like the first three, um, like the Beatles song Blackbird. I used
Yes.
the I had a drum pattern. I had tried like a bunch of stuff, and then I just like I did like the first three like dun 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 thing, and I had a filter on the guitar, and I was like, all right, I think that's I need to record the vocals though, but yes, I'm always making music to release. No, not really. I have to be like in a mindset for that. But yeah, I had the aesthetic's been like mentally forming in my mind for like a year, and I think I found the audio aesthetic of it yesterday with like the filter and the drums. And I've known the subject matter for a long time. But and then Bobby and I, that's like magic. Like it's very rare to find someone that like we started. I think just like we collabed on like a few fan on Fridays, like, and those were on like already known instrumentals. And then he sent me a few beats, and I like made one song, and we were like, why not just like make more? And then that first album, 1999 or 1995, happened, and then we're like, this is gonna be a trilogy. And um 2028 was, I think, last year we dropped it, early last year. And then yeah, like the start of the third installment, 3000, is in the works, I guess, because he started sampling some stuff. But usually, like so far, both of those albums, he'll just send me beats, and then I'll hear a song on one like right away, record it, send it back, and then like that sets the tone. And then like a month goes by, and like we have an album. It's cool. Music's kind of like making a project is always, it feels like I'm like remembering the project as it's happening, if that makes sense.
Well, you see, what I love about Nancy, so I mean, for those of you that are new to Yeah Boy Nancy, you're not just collecting, the like you're collecting the art, the whole story of Nancy. You get to be a part of Nancy's journey because you do a lot of shorts on Nancy. Uh, he's such a degenerate, by the way. Like, what is with Nancy and all this just degeneracy? I mean, the Degens probably love him, but you get to see the adventures of Nancy through the shorts. And people right now, if you go to the YouTube, go to the YouTube at Ya Boy Nancy, so you will know what I'm talking about, and subscribe. Become a subscriber. There are about 68 videos here, so you can get an idea of how degenerate Nancy is, because you've actually worked on all these shorts, and these are stories about Nancy. And then you can also witness Nancy's music. He also sings. So it's just like, okay, well, I'm now collecting what I thought was an NFT, but I'm also entering into the whole experience of Nancy, the animation. And you kind of just you also talked about this great opportunity that you have, and you're building out an animation for Nancy. So as a collector, I'm overjoyed at how many places that I can go to be on this story with Nancy. It's like a calm down, Donna. Calm down. Okay, calm down, Trudy.
I mean,
So yeah.
that's what's cool about it being Nancy is like it's I'm just like I just filter it all through him, including like trying to find a home when it comes to like Web3 world, because he I mean I know everything about Nancy, um like his core memories. I mean I like the character development mentally is there. So I'm excited to move forward with like the first season of the show, which currently I'm like doing a lot behind the scenes to the my so like ideally obviously it would be like crazy to I, the pilot is not public yet. It'd be crazy to like go straight to like a Netflix or something like that to, get it. I had a cool call with Rob, who's the director of the pilot, be directing the episodes too. And he's like in the industry, the Web2 entertainment industry.
Didn't isn't there, like, aren't you working with somebody that just won an Emmy?
Yes, that's Rob. Yeah, he won it for directing Tiny Chef Show.
Okay, I know you said that, but I just want to make that clear. Like, you're literally working with somebody that went up on stage and won an Emmy, and they're now creating an animation for Nancy that could end up on Netflix, that could end up on a major network, or like, I mean, this is amazing.
So like that's the goal, is that like the show he directs now was just an Instagram like real show. It's like a stop motion. It's a kid show. It's like stop motion, like a weird green creature that like makes food and like talks really funny. But it's like really cool, like stop motion puppet stop motion. Um, and what they did, which is kind of from my call with him, he made it clear like, hey, like you could try and get in the door of a distribution right now, but what happened with the Tiny Chef show was they had a full season online, like creative controls completely in their court. They had no suits. They didn't have layers to get okays from. It was a collective of like those who came up with the idea that were like, all right, we're going to do this. He explained like you go straight to distribution now, which is very hard, by the way, nearly impossible. All pitches are usually in-house, or like I have a family member that works for Netflix or something, which I don't. But he said it like, let's say I got to Netflix right now. They picked it up. They're like, we're gonna distribute the first season. They could literally say, "Hey, Nancy needs a mullet," and I would have to say, "Okay." So the game plan is to fund an online season and make so much noise that like distribution's like, oh, here's some like this. The proof is there. This is a thing. That's what Tiny Chef Show did. And then when they partnered with Nickelodeon and Paramount Plus, they had complete creative control because they already like proved it. And so what are executives going to do? Come in and say we want to change this and that? Like they have no leverage to do that. Um, and that's kind of just like the story of Nancy, to like underground ish uh to tell his story.
Yeah, and now Nancy's coming aboard to the stamp train, which is kind of cool, and bringing the golden canvas alive with all of your exciting talent. Do you think you'll ever stamp some music?
Yeah, I want to. I loved it. Like that was a really cool like wave of going back and forth with like Morty, and like HNFT really helped, and like and then like support, just like people retweeting was just like, yes, I love it. I do know I have about 5 more made and a few more that I've started to make. But that's what's so cool about this for me, like creatively, is like it's very, and it's crazy like the parallel of like how permanent, like this is like literally like the what sold me is it like talking with you again, in the timing of it happened was just like, oh, this is like a cave painting. And not to call like, not insinuating anything with that, but like, or like it's just there. Like what's happened with like Loop Ring, like people have to like move their NFTs, including their Nancy NFTs, like they have to like yeah, it's there in the blockchain. It was minted on Loop Ring. So I guess it is there, but I don't know. Just like the permanence of this is like in 200 years, it's literally like in Bitcoin. That's what's insane about it. 200 years, like, yeah, someone could go on like Loop Explorer and like find the block that like a Nancy was minted on. But I don't know. I think like very metaphorically, so just like thinking that like Nancy's face is like on in 200 years, like people exploring the cave of Bitcoin early days, like in Nancy's face just on it is so yeah, there's like like creatively I don't feel like a lot of like pressure. It's very like freeing. It's a very like free mental spot when I think of stamping. Um
Yeah, no, and I was curious if perhaps one day Nancy would stamp some music, because there is an artist, pretty big artist out in Mexico, that a musical artist that does her music on stamps. So I just wondered, maybe one day you would bring some of your lyrics to stamp.
yeah, maybe this new album that have started could be stamped for sure. I
No
would need
pressure.
help. I'd probably hit you up again. uh
No pressure. No
yeah,
pressure.
I just want to shout out like y'all again, like that like that's such a awesome and unique aspect to have in a community of like people down to like give you their time, and like that's amazing. That's what made Loop Ring so special, and like being completely foreign to stamping, and like having people take their own time to help me figure it out, help me compress, help me like get files down was just like very inviting and very awesome, and a very rare like attribute in this Web3 world for sure. So that
Well,
to me kind of like signifies the how special stamping is. I think that's a good signal how to gauge of like how like open and cool the community is to outsiders, quote unquote.
yeah, and I tend to agree with you because I am from that Loopring community, and it is so like it was such a powerful community, and it was so inviting, and they just made you feel like loved. I think I became a person online. I thought, because I'd never really done anything online. I'm mostly out in the real world, as I call it. Okay. So when I came aboard, I was unfamiliar, and they just really made me feel welcome. And I think that's why I was so attracted to Stamp. Like, the Stamp community is like that. And then they have that whole the whole Bitcoin narrative behind it. And in Bitcoin, it's not like fun town, okay? Like, Bitcoin is pretty big brain, and it's like RTFM, and there's not a lot of people that will help you. I'm sorry, Bitcoin. I'm going to tell the truth. Okay? You might be all like number go up and governments and everything love you, but it's not fun with some of the people. But I'll tell you, in Stamp, I felt that loop ring vibe. Okay? That loop ring vibe, and also very like, it's independent in that you can find your own way. There's a ton of autonomy. Like, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. And there are people that support you. So I'm so glad that you're feeling that uh, the warmth of the community, and you shouted out HNFT Pepe, Morty Len, really great guys. And so that's pretty exciting, that you're now embracing the Stamp. So let me talk about these stamps that you have, because I saw your tweet, but it's like, where do we get your stamps? Like, if I'm following Nancy, I definitely want to follow you to Bitcoin, sir. Because as Bitcoin number goes up, some of the artists have talked about their concern about, will they be able to continue stamping, because it's if you compare stamping to, say, minting on Loopring, there's a big discrepancy in fees and so forth. So you're putting out a lot to stamp on Bitcoin. So where can we get your stamps, sir?
I opened dispensers for both of them.
What are these
So
dispensers for some of the new people that are like, what is he talking about? Is he selling something else?
I that's what's cool. Like these like not strange, but like just the way of doing, like it's cool. It's very early, like I don't know, like hands-on do it yourself type of thing. But for maybe someone else could explain what dispensers actually are. From my understanding, I created another wallet to, and it's kind of like an automated, when this wallet receives this amount of Bitcoin, it automatically like dispenses or sends one of the stamps to that wallet. I think it's like, I think it, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like like that, and not like I put them up for sale. I know there was a way to put them up for sale, but I went with the dispense route. And it's cool.
Okay.
I have
So
it
where?
up on
Yes, where do you
stampchain.io
have it?
right now.
Okay, so if I go to stampchain.io, because I got to ask you you know what I'm going to ask you next, because we're on Bitcoin Universe, okay? So get ready for that question. But I'm going to go over here right now, people, because I have the ability to do that. And I'm just going to put in stampchain.io, and uploads this wonderful site. And I'm going to click art stamps and it uploads all of the recent stamps. And so I can see there's been quite a few stamps. We're past 1 million stamps here, people. So when you're putting art on top of the protocol stamp, it's called stamping. And I see 2 pieces here. And each time you stamp, your piece is numbered in the order of the stamp. Okay, so this is 1083647 because that's the number of the stamps that have been stamped, and so that's your number in the queue. And that's the ya boy Nancy, the face, and then I see your Mario. I was going to say Luigi. No, it's Mario. Okay. 1085488. So if I click either of them, okay, I'm going to click one to see if, okay, beautiful. I can buy, and it's just, oh, that's great. It's just 0.000332 BTC. Hey, I shill. Okay. That's what I do. I shill. So, and it's not a telethon, but you can go there right now and you can press the buy button. And let's see, what wallets do you need to have here? Okay. Don't worry, Bitcoin Universe. I'm coming to you. But stampchain.io, which Renamora, who was on the show last week, he's the dev for Stamp. And that this stampchain.io is from him and Mike and Arwin. And Mike is the creator of Stamp, Mike in Space. Okay. So you would need to connect your Unisat wallet, your OKX. You can even have a Phantom wallet, people. Leather or your Tap wallet. Yeah, Tap. Hello. So let me ask you, do you have any stamps for sale on bitcoinuniverse.io? Let me go over there now and check.
I do not right now.
Okay, so do you think that you might upload some in the future so some of the so we could get access to that?
Yes, let me connect wallet right now.
And if you need some support, we can get you some support in the back room. Peeps, while I'm doing the show, if you want to push that support out to him, that's great. But if you go to bitcoinuniverse.io and you click stamp, we have, or the universe rather, has a marketplace where artists are actually uploading their stamps. And you can also buy the stamps from the Bitcoin universe. So that would be pretty cool if we could see your stamps there. Yeah, 100. Sadie's going to buy them right now. I see Sadie out there. Sadie's a big supporter of the artists. So yeah, no, that's pretty cool. So let me ask you a question. If we want to get a full meal deal and we don't want just the dessert or the entrees, where do we go to get all of Nancy? Like, is there a website that you have where we can see your journey? Because this space is going to end up on the Bitcoin universe YouTube, okay? But where are some of the places and spaces that we can follow you and your journey?
Yourboynancy.com kind of has a link to everything. It also has a link to a game that someone from my community, Lunar, made on Spatial. It's like a racing game. It's amazing. We've had a lot of community races. I want to do that actually soon. Haven't had a community race in a while, but yeah, yourboynancy.com. But that's a good thing to realize is I don't have like kind of a story like showing where all these things like line up of like the progression from like 2021. So could that actually would be a really cool like page to have, just like showing this is where it started, then it went here, then it went here, then it went here. But yeah, and then YouTube has like all the music, all the shorts too. That is something I have realized. Everything's pretty dispersed when it comes to all the content I have put out. So thank you for that, like, seed of an idea to kind of have a scrollable history of Nancy for people to look at if they wanted to. Um, but yeah, the website has links to like everything.
Okay, so now I'm over at yaboynancy.com. Really, really cool here. Little pieces of scrap paper, and you just click them so we can get at your Twitter. Okay, so if I click that, will that let me over to your Twitter? Maybe not. Okay, I clicked Spotify, and then I've got your music. That's cool. And let's see here. You've got okay. You've got Magic Eden. So that's some of your soul. Is that your soul collection?
Yes, yeah. Magic Eden and 10-0 link to the Solana collection.
Yeah. So it would be an interesting thing though to see your whole journey, because I mean, if somebody is coming for the first time to this space and they're just learning about you, and they would be so excited to hear that your journey is bigger than just where you are at right now. Like there is a beginning which started in 2014, and it is like the trilogy of Nancy, which is pretty freaking cool. Okay, so we've got your website, and that has that has all your okay, yeah, you got your Instagram and everything there. That's pretty cool. And then you've got
Oh,
yeah,
I'm seeing
you got it.
some
Go
of the
ahead.
buttons aren't really clickable, or like
Yeah,
the clickable part is like not on the actual. I need to fix that. Thanks for reminding me of that.
I didn't want to say that. I was going to type it out to you, but hey, we're trying to do a show here, Nancy. I'm DMing you in the background, okay? But yeah, no, that's cool. And then you got to go to your YouTube so you can see all the videos. And then obviously, right now, you are, if you want to pick up the Bitcoin stamps, you can go to stampchain.io. But sounds like you're going to get set up also on the bitcoinuniverse.io, which is kind of cool.
Yes, I'm actually logged in right now with my wallet.
Okay. So, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to open up for some questions from the listeners. So, please step up to the microphone and do you have a question for your boy Nancy? I see Sadie already there with her speaker. Unmute yourself, Sadie, and come aboard. We're expecting you. Okay, so as we're waiting, yeah, thank you. As we're waiting for Sadie, so what's next for you right now, Nancy? It sounds like you're soaking in the vibes and you're really going at this a really nice organic pace, and your story is continuing. Like this is something that I want to stay tuned for. So what's next in the immediate future for you?
In the immediate future, working on this album, slowly. It's been a while. It's been a long time to find it, but I think I found it. And then I want to continue stamping the 33 uh like pieces. I'm gonna just do it like slowly, and probably like if I sell any, like use that money to fund like the next stamp, and hopefully just like snowball that until the 33 pieces are. I was talking with Dingle, which I have like a it's kind of like a full episode. Like I did like a road trip through Solana, like short form, like for fun, just like Nancy and Dingle like road tripping and like experiencing characters and stuff in Solana. And he's very hesitant, which I'm gonna actually put that in, but gonna do the same thing with base, because it some of the best that's actually like some of the best content I've made in the past like 2 years was like that. They were probably like 2 to 3 minutes each, or maybe even shorter, just like little short skits of Nancy exploring Solana. And I'm gonna do that with base hesitantly. That's gonna. I already have the first video. But just for fun, because the Nancy pilot episode is actually, I think it's base specific, but it's on Chain Summit in San Francisco in August, which I am about to buy a ticket for one day to go to San Francisco. They're gonna play the pilot. It's like a Film 3 festival, and I know Rob will be there, so I'll be able to meet him in person, and Pattern and Moon Girl will be there. And it'll just be cool to have like a crowd watch the pilot in person. But it's kind of lean up to that. I wanna have Nancy explore base because I can't help but see it on my timeline either. And another creator, Lofty Llama, is like going really heavy in base. So um, I'm not gonna like drop a collection or anything like that, but I had a lot of fun making the road trip through Solana video. A lot of like very in the moment ideas were spawned, and I made them in like 2 days, and some of my favorite content was made. So I kind of want to explore that with base and maybe get some more eyes on Nancy, because now I have a pilot episode to point to, and that was a dream for so long. So for that to be like manifested is pretty insane to think about. It's only been like a month since it's been out, or in my hands. It's not public yet, but um, yeah, I want to keep stamping though, like slowly. That's what I was trying to say. Like the freedom I feel with stamp is like I had not felt before in this Web3 space. It's very fun and exciting and intricate and confusing in a good way. But
Something new, right?
yes, something very
No,
new.
I actually snuck into your DMs, and I remember just sharing it with you, and like you said, the idea was seeding within you, and then I was so excited to see that the time had come where you could actually do that. And I mean, um, we had kind of talked about coming from the whole GameStop journey, and RC getting into Bitcoin. Why shouldn't Nancy?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Who is this now?
Well, this would be Sadie.
Well, I love me some Sadie.
I love
What you
love
got?
me some D. You know, I'm just sitting here listening to this, and boy, the memories are just hitting me one after another about both of you, about you and yeah, boy, Nancy. Being in Nancy's community from the beginning has been totally one of the best things in my world. And I have a pretty good world, but this has just been amazing. I do remember when you, Dee, used to you had all these little contests and things on Twitter, and we were all part of your community. It's called the Nines. And there's a fair amount of us in the Nines with Dee, and she used to send me Nancy NFTs. And I thought, girl, you're crazy. How can you send me those? They're going to be worth so much one day. And sure enough, here we are. I've got wallets full of Nancy. Nancy, your Solana journey, that was amazing. Watching all those shorts that you did. Truly, those were excellent shorts. And that was a good time. And now I have a wallet full of Solana Nancy's. Your meme coin, I'm a huge supporter. I've got all mine staked like all the rest of the community. It's totally amazing. But I just wanted to talk for just a minute about your pilot show. That pilot show, so a lot of people here don't know, Lunar's game is in Spatial, and it's Little Nancy's racetrack or something like that. It's freaking hysterical. It's a top-notch game. I mean, if you have not gone in there and played it, you need to. That game will win awards. That game is really hands down the best. But not only that, in Spatial, there's a drive-in theater in that game. And we, the group of us, the community, we got to go in and watch Nancy's pilot more than once. And let me tell you, that is going to go far. You are phenomenal, Nancy. I find it hard not to call you by your real name, but I won't do that for you. For the longest time, everybody believed you were from Liverpool, and then to find out that you're just an American boy, that's so funny, super funny. Now, I do have a question about that stamp, your Nancy stamp, that you so graciously sent me one at the beginning. Is that the first one or one of the first ones that I got? Just curious. Your turn.
First stamp. That was the first one.
Got Nancy's first stamp on Bitcoin. That is freaking amazing. Yeah, I have 4. I have one from Morty Len. My first stamp was actually from HNFT Peppy that I bought. The second one was from Morty Lynn. The third one, oh my God, my brain is drying. But
Tony.
I got Nancy's stamp. What was that, Trude?
It was from Tony.
Oh, right. Yeah, my bad. It was from Tony. And he sent that to me for my birthday.
Birthday, right.
Yeah. And then I got Nancy's, and to have Nancy's first stamp that he created, I'm beyond thrilled and touched. And I absolutely love you. It's a good thing you're not older or I'm not younger. LOL.
He's married. He's married like Tony. He's married.
Oh, come on. Yeah, okay. Well, that I would back off on.
Okay, he's married. Sit down, okay?
Yeah, sit down. Oh, he's married to Dee.
Listen to this, Sadie. Listen to this.
Okay.
Like, isn't it going to be interesting when, and the award goes to your boy Nancy, and he goes up there, and he's saying, I'd like to thank. And then to think we're going to look in our wallets and be like, oh my God, I was there at the beginning. Oh my God. Oh, and by the way, thanks for reminding me that I gave all those NFTs away as prizes. Okay. Because now I feel like a big zero on my head. I thought, hey, I wanted to be like a NFT philanthropist, right? So I was like, because I just wanted to be engaging and have fun, and here I am giving them all away. Now it's like I just want to kick myself.
You will forever be one of the most generous people that I know in this, out there for sure. But I'm sorry, you're still below boy Nancy. I apologize.
Oh my goodness. So listen to this. Here I am, and I'm thinking, as he's accepting the award, I'm like, oh my God, I knew him. But where are my NFTs? And then I'm thinking, but wait a second. I was there when the Solana, when Solana happened. Okay. I was there, for the coin. Your boy Nancy Soul Collection. It's almost like every place that Nancy goes, you should have a little piece of Nancy, because this story is building and it keeps building. And so I'm so excited that Nancy has come to Stamp, because this is the mother chain, the God chain. And now Nancy is on the golden canvas. And by the way, if you only have one stamp, I'm going to shill. Why not? Okay. So Sadie, you and I, or whoever has stamp 1083647. That's the very first stamp. And then there's the Mario stamp. And I should say, when your boy Nancy was minting on Loopring and Solana for pennies. But do you want to talk to us about, like, when you're minting on Bitcoin, it's there's a little bit more involved, isn't there? Like, as far as
yeah. I think that's where, like, the
it costs a lot more. Let's be honest. Just tell the people the truth.
Yeah, it was like, well, Morty really helped me. Like, that's what's cool about it, and like a very exciting aspect is like, all right, how do I get this, like, the smallest file possible without hurting like what I want it to look like? Because like every KB, what is kilobyte? Is that a KB is will like cost you money. So it was like, I think $70 to stamp the Nancy one, and then I think it was like 80 something to stamp the Mario one.
I want the people in the back in the Loopring and the Solana to hear that, because they're used to paying like, okay, this is 2 cents. When you come to Bitcoin, none of that. Okay.
Yeah, but
We're talking.
it like makes sense. Like that. What is that like? If it's easy, it's like not worth like it brought a lot of value and excitement to me to like want to like figure this out and get it there because if it's like I don't know what I'm trying to I don't I can't find the words to express like it was just like it made sense of like, oh, this is going to cost $70. It's worth $70 for me to stamp Nancy on Bitcoin 100%.
Yeah, and I'm stressing that, Nancy, and the reason I am is because I was from Loopring, okay? And I understand a little bit about how the Solana people work, okay? These are people that just like, they like the Happy Meal, okay? They like the Happy Meal. They like, the drink for 2 cents, okay? Not happening on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is you are coming to on-chain revolution. You're coming to freedom technology. And this is a place where your art will not die. Okay. On the other chains, unfortunately, it is centralized. Okay. It's on an Amazon web server. I'm just being honest. Okay. I am being honest. So, what does that mean? That means that most of your NFTs, if they're not being supported by the project or the wallet, Loopring, bye-bye images. But that can't happen on Bitcoin. Those images remain on chain into perpetuity. And that's why Stamp is so powerful. But there's a cost. So when artists come here, because I've heard them week after week sharing the costs of minting, of stamping, because it's stamping, it's not minting, stamping on Bitcoin, it's quite substantial. So an artist is making a very big commitment. There has to be some type of belief in their work that they would, go through the level of like the skill sets that they have to first compress their art because it's compressionism, and then the costs that are associated with stamping the art. And as Bitcoin goes up, they're speculating that to mint one piece on top of Bitcoin will be maybe thousands of dollars. Yeah, thousands of dollars. And artists may, in fact, not be able to stamp in the future because it'll be so expensive. So for those that have the art already, there is also speculation that those pieces may even become more rare. Because I will tell you, on Bitcoin, these folk, they have extra change and they like to collect. It is not because I'm saying it this way because I come from that old world of like, again, ETH and all of that and Blueprint, where we aren't necessarily used to that. But it's a whole different deal when you're dealing with Bitcoin because you've got what I call the professionals, and the professionals, from TradFi, from the governments and all of that, they're coming on here and they're not just coming for the tech, they're coming for the assets. And I believe they're coming for the art. And I believe that they will be hunting for pieces of rarity and pieces that make sense. So I'm appreciative, sir, monologuing here, but appreciative that you have decided to take all of what you're doing, your story, and bring it on here to Bitcoin, because I still have a few pieces left. Okay, Sadie, I still do. I didn't give away everything, most of it, but I'm going to be collecting you everywhere you go. And I'm certainly going to be collecting you on Stamp. OMG. Okay, that was too much. Okay, that was too much. That was too much. Okay.
No, thank you. Yeah, and what you said about like eventually it'll cost like $1,000 to stamp is like
Yes.
why I was like I need to get Nancy's face stamped like ASAP. Um, and that was a really cool few days, like exciting. Um, and I'm excited to continue. I'm like, yeah, I gotta edit. Morty really helped me like in a few ways figure out how to just like make a file smaller in like various ways. Yeah, I'm excited to have like 33 pieces stamped for sure, and Nancy's face being one of them is awesome.
And cool, because you can do larger sizes, but again, people, this costs the artists. The artists have to pay out of which they are happy to do, and they do it because that is what they're compelled to do because they're artists. They actually, many of these artists don't even care about making any money. Just between you and me, they just want to get their art out because it's an expression of who they are. But we, as the collectors, please put the pieces together because now I'm putting the pieces together and I just constantly hear Bitcoin is unique. It is not a chain that caters to customer service. Unfortunately, there is no customer service on Bitcoin. It's not a chain that slashes prices. There's no like blue light specials. No, there isn't. There's a RTFM. This is serious business on Bitcoin. Okay. And if you want to own a piece of that 21 million, think about it. All these pieces that we own, the art, those are sats. Those are sats in our wallet. Yeah. Okay. I see you laughing there, HNFT. I'm going into my shill mode. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hey, I see Faisal, do you have a question for Nancy? Faisal? Mohammed? If it's a question for Nancy, we'll take it. Anybody else out there have a question for Nancy? Any comments?
What's up?
Okay. Oh, is this the Bitcoin Ape?
Hey, Trudeeart. How you doing?
Good. What do you got for Nancy?
Yeah, very first congratulations for your first stamps. And it's great, to see new artists, knowing that you can get art on stamps and be immutable. So great legacy. And so I'm quite excited for what's coming with Nancy. Sure that more is to come for more stamps, and yeah, only happy to see the custom is growing organically, and we love Nancy because they are stamping their life with art, and this is the way. Bitcoin is here for art, and of course, art is here for Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and great to see art is there.
Like,
And my question, yes, is Nancy. I know that thanks to Trudeeart, and hey, Trudeeart, thanks to Trudeeart that welcome you in the base. And yeah, my question is, how did you get convinced to burn stamps? And what was your first thinking when you discovered this protocol?
Well, it was a lot of like seeds planted like last year. Like I had a very helpful back and forth with HNFT, and then Trudy definitely was like kept saying like, and I somewhat understood it, and I think it was just timing. Some events transpired, and I think I just like saw Trudy post something, and it kind of just like clicked. The permanence part, um, and then like the metaphor of just it being on the wall forever in like future, like in 200 years, just like visible for people exploring, compared to other ways of putting art in Web3. It was just it was just like a perfect storm of timing. And yeah, I just like it clicked, and I made up my mind. I'm going to start this. Luckily, like the idea had been formed too of like the additions I want. So yeah, it's just like a lot of seeds planted, and then a perfect timing to just greenlight it mentally. and then figure it out with the help of some people from the community.
No, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. That's what Stamp is about. It's about I say SWA, Stamp with Attitude, but it's really a community thing. And I absolutely enjoy these artist spotlight because it's the art is the artist, and it's amazing getting to know the artists so that you can know the story. And yeah, no, your story is pretty incredible. Um, I I don't want to close out. I want to ask if anybody else wants to come up here and has a question for Nancy, and anything that you want to share. Any questions that you have about the journey, Stamp, please step up to the microphone and let's get it.
I just have a couple more quick things to say here. And I forget already, but Trudy, I have a few NFTs in my wallet with your name on it. So I'm going to get them sent over to you because I have collected many, 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 many. And your generosity just deserves to be returned. So I will return the generosity. And Nancy, I had another comment for you or question, but I don't remember. So I'll shut my mic off. And if I remember, I'll jump back in.
He's married, okay?
Yeah, okay, D. Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We got to have some fun. We got to have some fun here, okay? Maybe Nancy will do a whole episode on that. Here's the thing that many people don't know. We get Nancified. Nancy, can you tell us about being Nancified? Because for some of the people that don't know about being Nancified, because I was Nancified, by the way.
Yeah, that was cool. And there's a huge image I think Garrett put together of everyone Nancified. But yeah, I think it was like end of 2022, kind of like the height of the GameStop NFT marketplace. I think I drew somebody, and then it just like sparked an idea, and I was like, all right, if you want to be Nancified, just send me a selfie if you're cool with it, and I will just draw you. And then yeah, there's probably like 50, 60, 70 people that have been Nancified. I capped it though for that like original community, but yeah, that was cool. That was a lot of good memories. A lot of people have them as their profile picture still to this day, but yeah, that was cool. Good memories to have on that giant picture of everyone Nancified.
So, peeps, we, the early adopters of Nancy, we are Nancified. You never know. We could just be walking through an episode. I'm not I'm not planting that idea in his head. Okay. I'm just saying. You could see my Nancification on an episode. Okay. And I could be walking by saying something like SWA baby, just out of the blue.
No, that's 100%. That is part of the plan. Is once this season kicks off, to have, because a few people from the community voiced some roles in the pilot episode, and like that's the goal, is to uh use as many voices from the community, and then yeah, like characters, like side characters, like background characters, or little interactions Nancy has with Nancified people.
Yeah, like you never know. Like again, I'm not putting any ideas into Nancy's head or anything, but I literally could just be walking into a scene like random sauce saying something like SWA baby. And then somebody just kind of looks behind like, what's her problem? She's a stamp queen. I don't know. Like you never know. Trying to write myself in there, people. Trying to get Stamp in there with me. That's what you call stamping with attitude. That's what you call stamping with attitude. Okay, so let me just ask you, sir, and just confirm. So, how can we, the community, support you? And where can we go? Where can we go to support you? Where's the best place to go to support Nancy and all of your adventures?
Probably just like on here, honestly. I post everything on Twitter, and then if anything I post like is gonna lead you somewhere, you're free to do that. But yeah, I'm everything Nancy is updated here. Um and recently I'm not posting that much. I'm kind of going the route with like if I'm inspired, I'll do something and post it. Um so I don't want to force anything. So yeah, I would say that anything needed to know or to keep up, just I will be tweeting, as they say.
Okay, so if you go to at your boy Nancy and follow at your boy Nancy, anything that drops, whether it's another stamp, it's music, it's the animation, all of that information will be on your X page. And you should also, peeps, you should also go to yourboynancy.com so that you can get the full flavor. And it sounds like we heard earlier that Nancy is going to be creating a timeline tree. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, I think that's something I would love to do. Yeah, thank you for planting that seed.
So yeah, so we'll get a timeline tree from 2014 because I mean this is a pretty big story. And if you go there now, like very cool, you can get access to the YouTube. Subscribe because there's really fun videos. And Sadie had even mentioned it that the pilot could. Many saw the pilot. Sadie, you want to pop in here and tell us where you saw that pilot and about the game?
Yeah, it was an invite only to the original community, and we all went into Spatial. Spatial is where you will find Lunar's game. It's called Baby Nancy Racing. And if you have 20 minutes on your hands, go check it out. Get into Spatial, check out Baby Nancy's Racing. You get to race a car. I'm not real good at it, but I keep flying my car up in space. So far up, I can see the track below, and it looks like a teeny tiny little thing. But I have fun no matter what it is I do in there. It's a blast. It's a great place to check things out. But we watched his pilot on the drive-in, and then a couple of Saturday mornings later, after that pilot, they had Yeah Boy Nancy cartoons, and they just had a loop on that drive-in theater of Nancy's videos. And we all went in there, or I went in there and watched repeated shows on a loop of Nancy's videos and stuff. So come and join us. Come and be part of Nancy's world, which, by the way, is what his pilot is called. Yeah, I don't think, maybe you can go watch that somewhere. I'm not real sure. But we all got a sneak peek at it at the beginning before it went anywhere. Thanks, Nancy, for that. It was awesome.
Cool. And
Yeah, that was incredible. Sorry, true. Yeah, that airing the pilot for y'all was amazing experience.
It was a total blast for sure.
And you're headed to San Francisco. When's that? There's a conference that you're headed out to, and they're going to show that pilot again.
Yeah, it's called On Chain Summit. So I think it's like a 4-day event, but on Sunday, the 24th, I believe, is like a film festival thing. So it's going to be like Web3 creators are sending it to Moon Girl and Pattern. They're ahead of the Film 3 Foundation. So yeah, and the pilot will play there live. So that'll be cool.
So who can see that? Can anyone with a ticket can, or they got to get a special invite?
No, I think anyone can buy the ticket. So On Chain Summit, I'm sure if you just type one second, I'll look real quick. Yeah,
So for
On Chain
the
SF it's at On Chain SF.
okay, and we can get into that screening, no issue.
Yeah, no, if you get a ticket, I'm pretty sure you can just explore the whole 4-day event. But yeah, it's Sunday. I'm planning on flying in like early Sunday morning and then leaving early Monday morning. So it'll be cool. It's in downtown San Francisco, I believe.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll be posting more about that on your
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
your X page too. Okay. Okay, great. And then we can look forward to some more stamps coming. Right now, you said you can go to stampchain.io for the 2 stamps that you've done. There's only 33. These are on Bitcoin, so you can pick them up there. We're hoping that you'll get some uploaded to the bitcoinuniverse.io, because that would be cool to have your stamps on the marketplace. So I think I heard you committing to that, sir.
I actually have one already. What is it? Attach or
Oh,
detach? One of them. Whichever
okay,
one you had to do, there is one. I
let's
have
go and see.
actually, but I haven't
So
put it
you
up yet.
Oh, okay. You're going to put it up there. Okay. So, hey, for those of you that have the Universe wallet, I mean, you can go to Stamp Chain because they accept the Universe wallet there. But you can go to the bitcoinuniverse.io, and Nancy is coming there as well. So that is pretty cool. I'm excited about that. Anybody else want to jump in here? Because I know that Bitcoin Ape is going to be coming up here once we have completed our interview, and he's going to give us some updates on what's happening in Stamp. And I am going to sing the anthem, so don't you go anywhere. And there are 3 new RHOSs. Yeah, okay. And you know what that is. But we got 3 people that we've nominated for that, and they're going to get flowers and trophies. Yeah, flowers and trophies. Okay. So, Nancy, I want to thank you, sir, for taking the time to come here and share your talents with us. I have really enjoyed your journey. I kind of met you at the beginning there when the whole loop ring, the GameStop thing started, and was so excited to see like you just explode when you became a content creator for the GameStop marketplace. And I tell you, I have benefited from your art. I have benefited from knowing you, the person. And I think that's the most exciting part of this story is you. You are really authentic. Like, I don't want to get weepy and weird, but you are authentic. You're a real cool person. And I think that you are the art. You are the art because you're the story, and we're getting to kind of move into all these different avenues where wherever you go, you're bringing a consistent story with you. And that's that Nancy story. So like, I just want to thank you so much for taking your time, because you're a busy person. There's a lot of people that want a little piece of Nancy, and you were thoughtful enough and caring enough to come aboard and share your story. So I want to thank you. Like,
Of course, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you too for having me. Awesome.
thank you.
Always good time speaking with you. Yeah, and I appreciate everyone here and supporting and being present. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, NFT Pepe's he's come up, he's put up his hand and he's got his speaker on. Be careful. He's a humble guy. He starts off by saying, I don't know much, and then he knows everything. Okay.
GM guys. Yeah, I guess you caught me, Trudy, on that one. But I just wanted to say, I just have a couple of comments. I don't have any questions, but just wanted to start off by saying congrats, Nancy, on your first stamp. Looks like you got 2 now. I was happy to help out with that, and Mort is obviously always happy to help out with any of that. I had no clue that you were going to be stamping up to like 33, which is really cool. And I just wanted to comment on that and say that, if Nancy's going to kind of be a recurring figure in your stamps, like you might want to consider recursive for it, because and Mort has a lot of experience with that, and there's a few others in the community that can probably help. But if there's going to be, if Nancy's going to be recurring in India stamps, you could save like, I don't know, 90% of what you're about to spend stamping those individually. But of course, I don't know about the vision you have for those 33 stamps, but even if a part of them will include Nancy, like you could definitely do something recursively. I have a collection that I created recursively, and it saved me, I want to say like 95% of what I would have spent trying to, stamp a lot of stuff individually. So it's just something to think about for those 33 stamps, whether it's one, all 33 or just a chunk of them.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And then I just wanted to comment on a couple other things you said really quickly. I was on you mentioned the community and it being similar to like Loopring, for example. And, I hope that is the way that the community comes off for most artists or anybody that's a part of the community. Because I really haven't met anybody in the stamps community that isn't that exactly. Like we're all pretty welcoming. We're all ready to help. Stamp your art and help along the process, whether it's just like explaining and giving more information about stamps, or if somebody actually wants to go ahead and create their first stamp, like giving them links and tools and documents and resources that they can use to stamp. And then if they want to go for it, like we have plenty of community members that are here to help, and that's kind of what happened with, for example, Logic, who's been with us for a while now and has several stamps, and he does some amazing work. Like, you mentioned your stamp, Nancy, was like $80. I mean, Logic is heavily investing in stamps, and I think some of his are between like $600 and $800 because he's using the full 65 KB. Whereas like I looked at yours, I think it was like 7 KB. And yeah, even that in itself is still really costly. I have a lot of stamps that are under 7. And it still costs a lot of money to get those stamps. But, again, back to the artist, just helping you guys along the way from start to finish. We're always there to help. The other thing about the community is like, we're not here to try to convince you that stamps are the number one protocol we're going to be, for the foreseeable future. I mean, we're just trying to educate and inform so that artists know that there is another option out there. And from a technical standpoint, based on all the research I've done, almost 20 articles written by very reputable players in crypto, Binance, CoinMarketCap, the list goes on. Like there's a ton of different articles out there that you can read about Bitcoin stamps and ordinals and some of the other options you have to put art on Bitcoin. And I would never claim that, stamps is currently the number one, because we're not, in terms of volume and users. There's some very interesting features about the tech behind stamps, because we're putting it into the UTXOs, we're putting it into the DNA of Bitcoin. And there's not another protocol out there that's doing that, at least, to my knowledge. And there's a significant difference between that and the witness data, which is what ordinals use, and that method, which was Taproot, which they're using Taproot, which was introduced in 2021. Okay, UTXOs began with Bitcoin, and they will die with Bitcoin. You cannot have a Bitcoin blockchain without UTXOs. So that's why I say, like, we're putting it in the DNA of Bitcoin, which was really interesting to me, because it's like there's just no way that you can ever remove these assets. And will the Taproot feature ever be taken out of Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I'm not going to pretend like I do, but I do know that it was introduced over a decade after Bitcoin was created, and maybe it goes away, maybe it doesn't. There's also a discount that goes along with Taproot and witness data. So, there's a significant discount to put your art in the witness data on chain. And I don't know if that goes away someday. But regardless, like, as the price of Bitcoin goes up, it's going to cost you more to put your data, your art in the witness data. And it's going to obviously cost you more to put your art in UTXOs, which is the DNA. and they're both on chain. However, when you put it in the UTXOs, that information has to be held in every single node. So your data, your art is accessible on every node. And that's just something that I personally prefer to have. And I used an analogy of like, if I'm trying to decide on a bank, for example, like where I want to keep my dirty fiat, and there's two options. One of them says we have a network of 10,000 nodes. 10,000 ATMs. Okay. And they say your cash, your funds will be available on all 10,000 ATMs. And the other one says your cash will be available on 5% of our network of 10,000 ATMs. I'm going to pay more to have my cash or my assets, my funds available on every single ATM. That's another difference there between stamps and some of the other methods out there is like it's accessible on every single node, and it has to be because it's in the DNA of Bitcoin. So I know I'm kind of going off here, but I just wanted to explain it.
I think it's
cool. I just want to continue to just inform and educate. I was on a Spaces over the weekend, and I was told by somebody who is building on Bitcoin and is trying to help artists understand creating art on Bitcoin. And, I think that's great. I think understanding how putting art and assets on Bitcoin, I think it's important. But I'm not someone who is comfortable saying, ordinals or stamps or this protocol is number one and will be number one for the foreseeable future, long-term future. I just can't do that. Like, I think it's way too early to make any sort of claim like that. And I'll give you a couple of quick examples. It's like, how would you feel if I had made the claim that Luna, for example, was going to be the place to be for algorithmic stable coins? Go all in on it. FTX is the exchange where you should buy your crypto and keep your crypto. How would you feel about that? If I told you EOS blockchain was going to change the world back in the day, how would you feel about going all in on that? I think diversification is the key. I'm not saying there won't be winners, but with such an early technology, it's hard to claim that you are number one now and you will be number one for the foreseeable future. Like that, I personally can't do that because I know in emerging technologies, you do have some winners, but go ahead and do the research yourself. Go chat GPT it. It's a lot easier now. Take a look at how many .coms from the tech boom, the tech bubble burst back then. How many of those .coms actually made it? What percentage of them actually made it? You want an example in crypto and Web3? Take a look at how many ICOs actually made it from that whole craze. There will be winners. It's just betting on one horse and not diversifying and not informing yourself, not educating yourself is dangerous in my opinion. So I just wanted to say that about the community. And one other quick thing, I'll try to make it quick here, is like I still think that there's a disconnect between artists transitioning to the digital world. Because even if you're an artist who's super talented or you've been an artist for 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, transitioning to the digital world is different. You're probably an expert at this point with how to use colors and shading and a lot of the artistic aspect of things. But the problem is like, and this is a comment again on what Nancy had said, is like, Loopring. I'm sure everybody was really enjoying the community and creating on Loopring, but in my opinion, as you transition to the digital world, there's a couple of things that you need to consider that you really need to educate yourself on as an artist so that you fully understand. And the first thing is kind of like the method. And for the method, I would say, in the physical world, you could kind of you could call that like the paint you're going to choose and the canvas you're going to choose. And then the blockchain could be like, the blockchain that you're going to choose to put your digital art could be like the gallery that you're going to choose to put your art. And it's like, if you're going to paint a mural, if you don't know that you're grabbing chalk instead of spray paint, that could be a problem, and I would equate that to like the method that you use to put your art on the blockchain. Are you using links and pointers? Are you using like a form of an on-chain method but what are the details of that on-chain method that you're using to put your art onto the blockchain? What is that canvas you're choosing? If you're going to create a painting and you picked up watercolors and printer paper for the painting, but you don't know it, how long is it going to be around? There's a lot of those disconnects where if you don't do your research, that art could be gone. Like you said on Loopring, if that blockchain sort of ceases to exist, then your gallery where the art is held is sort of gone. Like somebody selling physical art isn't going to just choose whatever gallery. Like they want a reputable gallery. They want owners and managers and people running that gallery that know art and care about art and are reputable. Not just a gallery where there's a couple of investors that really don't give a shit about the art. They're just trying to make some money. Or something. And that's where it's like, if you choose a blockchain that's very centralized, or there's not a lot of dev activity, there's not a lot of building, and then someday that blockchain ceases to exist, well then, there goes your art too. So I'll stop because I'm going off here, but I just wanted to throw those two things out there because Nancy mentioned the community and then mentioned about Loopring. So thanks for listening, guys.
I love what you said, sir. Yeah, I do. Okay. You know why I love what you said? Because I'm going to bring up something zany. Yeah, I am. I really do. That's what I do. Anybody know Graham Hancock? Maybe I'm not even saying his name right. Okay. I'm watching that little doozy on Netflix right now. And he's he's a journalist, but he kind of goes back in the past and this and that. Here's what I want to bring up, just in reference to what HNFT Pepe is saying. Okay. Recently, in the Colombian Amazon, a vast area of rock art has been discovered with some paintings estimated to be 12,600 years old. Okay. This rock art found on cliffs stretching for nearly 8 miles is considered the Sistine Chapel of the ancients. Like, we didn't know this existed because they thought most of the stuff was in Egypt and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So the art includes depictions of humans, animals, and this and that. And so while I was watching it, they were like flabbergasted at how did this art remain on this rock? Like, what technology, remember the word technology, because it's important. Okay. What technology did they have to keep, like, if you look at the art, it's vibrant. The colors are still vibrant. The etches are there. Like, they etched it into the rock, but there was colored, like there was yellows, there were reds. Well, I guess, they had technology back then and the understanding of different plants and so forth and how to do mixtures that they could get these paints that would not be washed away. And because there's going to be people always that are hunting for these rare facts, collectibles, and history, they left their mark. That 12,600 years later, we now can study those human beings because they took the time. Okay, I'm tying this back to Stamp People. They took the time to put their history on that rock, and it wasn't it wasn't with chalk. Okay, they made sure that they had the technology so that it would remain, so that we could find it. That's what Stamp is. But it's in the digital world. So HNFT Pepe, every time you come up here and you spit fire, sir, you spit fire on, like, if you're an artist and you want your work to remain on top of this digital world, which, folks, we are headed into in a big way. So if you are an artist and you are thinking about leaving your mark and you do not want to be on a centralized, globalized exchange where they can just turn it off like the Matrix, then you may want to think about the UTXOs, okay? And that's Stamp. That's on top of Bitcoin. And like Morty Lane calls it, that's the golden canvas. So thank you, HNFT Pepe. Yeah. Okay, I know that was weird. That was wacky that I brought in the Colombian Amazon art. But I'm so glad that 1 million years from now, people are going to be saying, Chia! Nancy, come back in here and tell us what chia is, because that's a nice way to round things out.
Chia.
Chia, what's that? What's that? So we know chia.
I don't know. I just started doing that as Nancy. That's Nancy's catchphrase, I guess. Or he just spells that out when he's excited.
Okay, so peeps, if you don't know, chia is like, isn't that kind of like a goodbye, like see you later, have a nice day, or take care?
It's kind of like universal, like anything really, just anything that warrants excitement, or it could be a hello too.
Chia. Am I doing it right? Chia?
Yeah.
Chia. Okay. Hey, and you know one other thing, because HNFT Pepe was up here and he mentioned Logic, and they're going to get a proper shout out. But peeps, if you are a Nancy fan, then make sure you nominate Nancy. Yeah, for where? The NSI directory. Yeah, the NSI directory. They're going to get a proper shout out today. Oh yeah, don't worry, they're going to get a proper shout out. But if you don't know what the NSI directory is, I'll be talking about them in a few minutes here. And make sure that you nominate Nancy, because this is a special directory that is curated for stamp artists. And if you're a fan of Nancy, then you have the opportunity to nominate him so that he can be inducted into that curation. Like, it's a pretty big deal. There are scientists that are involved in the selection process. It's a big deal. Okay, it's like the Academy of Stamp. Yeah, like, you know, the Academy Awards. It's like the Academy of Stamp. So please think about that. Thank you, Nancy, for coming out today. Appreciate you, sir. This has been. Hey, can you play us out with that song?
Thank you.
Woo, woo, woo. Hey, put that song on for us.
All right, let me take out my headphones.
DJ. Yo, DJ. Pump that vibe. Pump anything, DJ. Pump us out. But peeps, we're gonna pump that song. We're gonna play it for about give you a say 5 seconds, 9 seconds. You know, I like the number 9. And then Bitcoin Ape, if he's not here, I gotta give a shout out for some of the announcements he wanted me to make. So, oh yeah.
Good morning. I'm still yawning. Wake up, it's time to get the day started. Good morning. Still yawning. Oh man, I'm starved. All right, let's take a look. What can I cook? Open up the fridge, and I ain't got shit. Just a couple eggs. Yeah, they man old. Oh, I got bacon. Now wait from bowl. Don't throw it in the trash. Let's see. I got toast, but no toaster. It's just bread. Then went and held it over the top of the stove to let it roast. Almost burnt down the face, filled it all with smoke. Now I can't breathe and I can't see. Try and walk to the window when I bang my knee. Now I got a limp, walking like a poop, then it clicks. Oh yeah, I think I got juice. Okay, back to the fridge. Oh, there it is. Then I took the lid off. Then I took a sip. Oh shit. Yeah, that makes sense. Check the expiration date. It says July 26th. Now I got old ass orange juice set on my breath, smoke in my chest and my leg going numb. Stomach making sounds. Man, at this point, I'm too afraid to turn around. Then the phone rung. Screen says low.
Woo! Booyaka, booyaka.
Thank you again for having me. And thanks for everyone showing up and everyone's help that has helped me along this way.
And go pick up a stamp from Nancy. That's right. Go to stampchain.io, pick up a stamp, pick up the Mario stamp, pick up the Nancy stamp. My goodness. And go to the bitcoinuniverse.io, because those stamps from Nancy will be uploading there today. And now, peeps, as we thank Nancy very much for coming in here, we're going to round this out. We have RHOS. Yes, baby, RHOS. You want to know what that is? That's the Real Heroes of Stamp. Got the Real Heroes of Stamp. We got 3 people. Can we get a drum roll? Anybody here got a drum roll? I don't have the sound effects today. Give me something. Come on now. Give me a. Oh yeah. Okay, whoever's playing that, I love you. I love you. Bitcoin Ape, I hope he comes back, but let me give us the real heroes of Stamp here. Number one real heroes of Stamp is the NSI directory. Yes, it is, people. Yes, it is. Okay. So listen, at NSI directory, they are out in these crypto streets, okay, fighting for the attention economy. Like, oh my God. Like, have you seen it out there? Like, everybody's like Solana, pump fun. Stop it. Okay. We know that little thing that you pulled the other day. That was like your negative marketing campaign. Didn't work because NSI directory is coming with so much stuff. Recently, they said we continue to add features for collectors of NSID compressionism on the golden canvas of Bitcoin. Have you checked your wallet address to see how many UTXO masterpieces you own? Enter your address and watch the windows fill as you confirm your beautiful NSID collection directory. Peeps, go and follow them. They are getting some flowers. Yes, you will see it happening. Okay, they're getting flowers and a trophy because every day, you know what? They are pumping the artists and they're doing it for pro bono. Okay, they don't get paid. Okay, they don't get paid, but you know what? They love the community and they're pumping artists. So go and follow them. Number 2, okay? At this is not zero. I don't see you out there, baby, but I'm going to give you some flowers. You deserve your flowers. Come on. You're going to get a trophy too. 23 hours ago, here's what they said. Hashtag SRC20 are the most Bitcoin-like tokens. 100% Bitcoin made. Alts to BTC. Kevin is the first one, the first and real BTC alt. Stamp is the second one, carries the name of Stamp. Pepe is the third one, the most Bitcoin like Pepe. Note, they're all deployed the same day. Boyaka, boyaka. We see you tweeting all the time. So you know what? You're a real hero of Stamp. That's right. That's right. Okay. And then, here's the third one. Okay. Here's the third one. Come on now. Okay. Mario at Mario Jerez 69050. So that's MarioGerez 69050. You know what Mario does? Mario is the Stamp reply guy. Yeah. If you tweet anything about Stamp, you better believe within seconds, minutes, hours, you're going to see Mario doing this. I love Mario because Mario was doing the Stamp that, but he knows where it's at. He says stamp it. Oh yeah, he went over to Rena Mora's tweet and he gave it a dap. So do you know what a dap is, people? If you don't, look it up. I'm not going to teach you everything. Okay, if you say stamp it, that's a dap in the Stamp world. Okay, stamp it is a dap. So I want to thank you 3. We will be delivering your flowers and your trophies today, so look forward to that. You're going to get a big shout out. Yes, I'm going to still here since he has some announcements. If he's not, then I'll have to do the announcements for him. Bitcoin 8, are you still here? Oh God, he's so busy. He's in France. Okay, listen, there is a new website, okay? Do you know about the website for Stamp? Bitcoin Ape is hard at work. And there is now a new Stamp website. So if you go to, let me get that Stamp website up. There's also they're floating around some, they're floating, what are they floating around now? Okay, hold on. They're trying to get a new kind of logo for Stamp. So they're doing a ton of stuff. Okay, go to stamp-src20.com, stamp-src20.com, and you are going to see a beautiful website for Stamp. That is specifically the Stamp token. And the Bitcoin Ape has done an amazing job of setting this site up. So please make sure that you bookmark that. That's stamp-src20.com. And once you go there, it's really, really cool. It's got the beautiful orange, the Bitcoin orange, revolutionary Bitcoin token. So if you're wanting to share the token and the information with anyone, don't tell them to buy it. Don't tell them this or that. Just send them to the website. Say, here you go. Take a look at the website. And if you got any questions, then I'll give you some more leads so that you can DYOR. Please stop telling people what to invest in, okay? Because people just don't get stuff. And when they don't, they cry, and it's just not a good look, all right? Because there's no customer service in Bitcoin, okay? So take a look at that. Also, there's a vote happening right now on which logo you want to vote for, because they're going to update the stamp logo. And so if you go to @stamp_on_BTC, go follow them right now. They're the page that's delivering all of the new exciting stuff that is happening for the stamp token. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I think there's one more thing. They have a new Telegram. If you go to t.me/stamp Bitcoin, you can join the new Telegram. And that is for everything stamp related. Stamp the token. I hope I did everything that I was supposed to. Okay. Now, people, who's going to sing the anthem with me? Who's going to sing the anthem with me? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh my God. I just checked. I have on Trudeeart's page, I have 1,111 followers. Nobody unfollow or follow me. I just have to keep it at that. That is so cool. Okay, because it's 1111. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I only follow 333 people, so I do have a spot for one more person. So maybe one of those people that were one of the RHOSs, maybe you'll get a follow. Anywho, colored coins, you're coming at the end of the show. Here we got to sing. Who's singing with me? Come on. Who's stepping up? Sadie, did you come up to sing? Your boy Nancy's HNFT Pepe. Are you all guys all unmuting? Okay, so it's the theme song. So if you can't sing the whole thing with me, when I pause, just say Stampions. Are you with me, Sadie?
You betcha.
Let's take it away, people. Let's hug one another. It's a tough world out there, but you know what? If we can just stamp each other, then we can stamp one at a time. Can't we just stamp along? Okay, let's get it. We
are the Stampions,
my friends.
Come on, everybody.
And we'll keep on
fighting.
Or stamping to the end. We are the
Stampions.
We are the
Stampions.
No time for pruners, 'cause we are the
Stampions
of Bitcoin.
Of Bitcoin.
Pause.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, Pete, you better learn that song for next week, okay? Because if you don't sing that song, you're not going to be able to get any of the tasty treats that we have planned for you, okay? Because we have a lot of tasty treats, but you do have to sing for them, all right? Have a great day. And you know what? If nobody else has told you this, I stamp you.
I stamp you too, girl.
Thank you, True. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Nancy. Woohoo!